Yes,
Is it
it's
on?
on.
Hello everyone to Let's Unwind with Audrey and Malika. We are 23 and 24-year-old
Oh God, I feel
ladies currently I feel old too. Currently unemployed. That makes us feel even shittier. Uh, and hence we're recording this podcast, our first episode at 12:30
it's
on a Wednesday.
12:30
12:30.
on a Wednesday when people are at their 9 to 5, just grinding hard at work. We are here recording a podcast.
When we woke up an hour ago, she went to the gym. I just woke up and got myself a smoothie. So I did something. I did make something. Getting inspired by Audrey.
Well, I have my little smoothie right here. And talking about unemployed, right? It's been a whirlwind. Maybe we could give some background about how we even got here in the first place.
That's a good start. So basically, I think both of us graduated from uni a year ago. Got a job straight after. I was a finance major, got into tech sales, and I loved my job till I did. And then it did not serve me for some time, and it was time to change. And I do not know if I want to get into sales again, and that's why I gave my notice. It's the second week now, so it's been 2 weeks, which sounds absolutely crazy. But I gave my notice 2 weeks ago, and here we are recording a podcast and looking into different career spaces.
I literally went through the same thing. We both graduated at the same time and got a job in finance for myself. The role maybe not so finance tailored or driven, but I got a role in finance and like you, loved it till I didn't. And yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, right? It's always some people are lucky enough to love their jobs, for their whole life, or for at least 2 years or 3 years or four more. But I think majority of the people usually find themselves loving their jobs till they don't. At the 1 year mark, I think the 1 year mark is usually the mark where people start realizing whether this is a job or a role that they want to do.
No, I agree. I'm whenever I go to a lot of networking events because now I really have a lot of time, and I ask people randomly what do they do, and I'm like, how did you know that this is for you? And they're like, because you get up every day and you want to do it. I'm like, that is not how it works. I'm sorry, that's not good. I did that for 7-8 months and I loved doing it, but until at one point you're like, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I do not like this same routine of working in this career,
Yeah.
But it's interesting because Audrey and I we have this friend circle of ladies and ladies, girls, and a few other people who we graduated together with. And it's interesting because whenever we catch up for dinner or brunch or girls' night, we all talk about how we are so unhappy with our current jobs. So we were unhappy with our current jobs, and you want to switch countries and switch jobs and potentially switch everything about us. I think that is so normal in our 20s. It's want to explore and see what career path, especially for you, and just having the privilege enough to just move on and see what's out there.
I mean, taking the step for the both of us was not easy at all, right? Both of us know it's been 2 weeks or 3 for me that I've
2 for me. 1.5 for me, so not that recent.
But how are you feeling though? How do you feel now that you have so much freedom and time and availability for yourself?
Honestly, Audrey, I've been complaining about me not being happy, and that had nothing to do with the job. It was more about what I was doing in that job, and I was just not very happy. And I think I complained for 2 straight months. And at one point, I took a flight to Greece because I had to take a decision
I
outside
remember
London.
that.
And I called Audrey literally from a cruise in Greece, and I said, I'm quitting. As soon as I land, I'm quitting. I cannot do this anymore. And I think I had to get out of London to understand, apart from my daily routine, to understand if it's for me or not and why I wanted to leave. And once I did that, and I once sent in my notice, it was still stressful because you give your notice period, but you're still working there, and you enjoy parts of the job, so you're still very happy you're doing it. But I think the day was my last day, and I felt Like it was that big sigh of
Yeah.
relief. And I thought that I'll wake up and I do Instagram, I do YouTube, so I'll make a reel, I'll do a YouTube video, I'll go for a walk, maybe go to the gym, meet a lot of people. And it was not that happening, surprisingly, like because such a stable part of your life is just gone,
Mm.
poof. And now you have so much time to do things that you love to do or want to do, but you don't need to do them. And for me, like it's so difficult to wake up every single day and stick to that. And that's why it's a good feeling that I'm not doing something I don't like. And I've moved away and I had the courage to like move
Yeah.
away from it. But a part of me is just finding it very difficult to stick to something that I want to do.
Yeah, I think it's that, both of us are so fresh, right? It's been about what, 2 weeks for both of us.
Yeah.
And when your usual 9 to 5 or, your usual 40-hour, or for some people, 80-hour work gets all of a sudden taken away from you, whatever you have known for the past, whatever we've known for the past year, right? Which was just like, you wake up at 7, you wake up at 8, or even earlier, you get ready, you go straight to work, you get to your desk at 8:39, start your day, end your day at
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, I don't know, sometimes even 9 or 10 if you have to OT, and then go home and the day just repeats again, right? And when we got out of it, when I got out of it, at least, like I felt like I've lost that complete structure, right? I'm waking up at 7 and I'm like, what do I do now?
Exactly. Like, what am I supposed to do right now?
Yeah, but I think it's having that, it's having that accountability, right? I think also because we have all this free time and this free availability, and like you said, all of a sudden we have all the time to do what we want to do when we didn't have the time to when we were working, right? We could make reels, we could start our own business, we can go to the gym, do whatever at like midday,
Yeah.
literally. And don't you realize that all this choice, the freedom of choosing and the availability of all these choices to do whatever you want ends up making you feel like, oh crap, what do I do next?
Yeah, sometimes like choices is not good for you. I think when you have that routine, you have to do it, and then you can come back and choose to make a reel or go to the gym or meet friends. And that just seems like, okay, I'm doing something for myself. When you have the entire day to something for yourself, you have so many choices that you then feel frozen and you feel stuck, and then you feel lost about, I don't know how to start or where to start. And then you just frozen the entire day, then you feel shitty about it at night. But like, what did I do today? Like I just wasted an entire day when I could have just like done X, Y, and Z. And it's a constant feeling every single day.
How do you deal with that?
I call you sometimes. Literally, sometimes I wake up at like 12 p.m., 1 p.m. I'm like, who can I call on a weekday? I'm like,
that's how we came up with the idea of this podcast. She literally called me. We started talking. We were like, why don't we make a podcast?
Literally, I called her at 1 p.m. making coffee, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so shitty. I did not know what to do. And she just like gave me some motivation about like, take it one step, have a structure, XYZ. I'm like, let's make a podcast out of this. This is good stuff. Anyway, coming back to your question, I think I did therapy for a few months to get the courage to quit as well. And I did therapy a while after I've been doing therapy still as well. And then my therapist told me that, Malika, you've been running for such a long time that we did not have any break after we graduated, or even before we graduated, like even at Hult where we studied together. There was so much going on and we were very involved as like students. So we just like did potentially like every single thing. We went out, we worked, we studied, but we did like other projects as well apart from school. So we never had the time off. And then things happen in our personal life as well. So just all like really chaotic, like we're really, really chaotic human beings. And my therapist told me that you've been running for such a long time that it's just scary for you to like stop and take a breather. And then that's why you feel so bad about it sometimes. And because of that feeling, you feel stuck and lost. And my therapist said, and that this is so impactful for me that day, she said, tell her that it's okay to stop. Tell her that it's okay to stop moving and take a breather, and then you can walk again and then start running. And it's so powerful that, yeah, it's true. Like I just have to like be okay with the feeling of not having to do something on one particular day, and be okay with watching television all day or like watching some random series. However, on other days, you need to like, have a structure to it. And I think what you said one day to me was like having a morning structure. and just like having something to do every morning, like you drink coffee, like maybe just go out or like read a book or journal, but like have that one thing that you consistently do, so you have something to like look
Yeah.
forward to. But I think what really helps me is
Yeah.
accountability. Like we have this thing that we do together. It's like I wake up knowing that tomorrow I'm going to see you, I'm going to record this, I'm going to have a good time, and it's something that makes you happy. So like having those little things that potentially you want to do and having someone to do it
Yeah.
with can be helpful. I mean, I don't
No,
know
I
what
mean,
about
it's the
you.
same for me. I mean, I think one thing I found that really grounded me to having this new structure in my life is having a morning routine. And, I have equally a hard time waking up. I wake up at like my usual 7 to 8, and I'm like, what do I do now? And obviously, sometimes the obvious answer is like, you know what, I've got all the time in the world. I might as well just go back to sleep. And then you wake up at 12, but then I just feel like you lost the entire day away. So
Yeah.
what I tried doing and what I started doing is that, when I wake up, the first thing I do is I go to the gym. I started grounding myself to the gym. I started becoming happy. But, like, literally no rest. I wake up, and I found this on Instagram the other day. So it's called like the countdown method, and you count from 3 to 1. And so when you're in bed and you don't want to do anything, you don't want to wake up, for example, you count down 3 to 1, and when you hit the 1, you get up, and you hold yourself accountable to get up on that 1. And I think that I personally been trying it, and I found it really, really useful, because I tell myself that, oh, I really don't want to, but then I count down. And I think it's that holding yourself accountable, because if you reach that 1 and if you don't wake up, right, or you don't get out of bed, or you don't do whatever you tell yourself you need to want to do,
Yeah.
you lost all accountability for yourself, and you've lost the promise you made to yourself as well. Like, every little thing like that is a promise that you're breaking unconsciously to yourself. And then you start breaking more and more of these things that you realize, like, I don't need to do that. I don't need. And then it becomes a very like unstructured day, unstructured routine. Nothing. So that's why I found myself like doing that. And then first thing I do is I go to the gym regardless. I don't even get breakfast. I don't know if it's healthy or not, but I just grab a coffee on the way to the
Yeah.
gym, and I just head to the gym. That's the first thing I do every morning, to give myself, like, first of all, the adrenaline rush to wake myself up and get myself ready for the day. And then I continue on my day,
Yeah.
come home, grab lunch, get brunch. And I think that has been really, really useful for me. Yeah. I think
That must feel so good
it
though.
is. It is. But like what you said as well, right? It, when we find ourselves in uncertainty, right? Like, I think it's safe to say that, the quote, change is the only constant, those like really fluffy like Instagram.
I think the only change, like the only quote that I believe in when I told myself when I put that resignation letter was, "Fortune favors the bold," and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
There we go. That's the only thing I believe in right now. Nothing else. Nothing else.
I have to admit, we're so Instagram girls, like Instagram.
I am a content creator, Audrey. Just so you know,
Well, but it's true though. I mean, those like quotes like change is the only constant. I think that's it's true. Like, if you want to be comfortable and you want to grow, the only way by growing is to do things you're not familiar with, to learn them and be familiar with them.
100%. 100%. I think there's like the thing that helped me was like acknowledging what I
Mm.
was feeling, acknowledging it, writing it down, and like just like understanding the why behind it. Like I literally wrote like I don't know how many pages of journal and like typed down in my like notes as well about why am I feeling unhappy, what makes me unhappy, how can I change it, and that's how I acknowledged I was not happy, and then I took the step to change it.
Yeah.
But there's still so much to do after that as well, in terms of like understanding what exactly you want to do next and like facing that uncertainty. And I think another thing, my therapist, again, shout out to you, my therapist. I don't know if I can name you, but shout out to you.
No,
You're
no,
amazing. What she
client
told me was,
therapy privilege or whatever that is. I don't know
I'm
if that's
sorry.
breaking like client privilege or.
No, it's not. I'm just sharing the good things. So it's fine. I think she'll understand. She's a sweetheart. Anyway, what she told me was like, as humans, we fear unknown, right? Like we just fear uncertainty. And for example, me, like I plan to like potentially, a big potentially, like change countries, for example, right? And I'm thinking of Dubai as an option because I've been here 6 years. She said, Malika, what scares you about moving to Dubai? I'm like, I don't know anything about Dubai. Like, everything scares me. And she's like, what is that you can have control over now? And then know a little bit more about that unknown. So you feel a little bit more comfortable within you. And then you can face that unknown, like, from a better place. And that's why I'm going to Dubai in like 3 weeks, just to like see like the market, like I experience the weather, look at the houses I potentially want to live in. Like, so there's some sort of like certainty in that uncertainty as well. I think that's like just so powerful as well. Just like see what you have control over. I do not know what's like that for you, Audrey, but like if you can control some bits of the uncertain part, it just feels better here. It just feels like it's gonna be fine. It'll be all right.
But then again, here's like, here's to playing devil's advocate, right? Because I believe you and I,
Yeah.
or well, what I feel sometimes is I put a lot of pressure on myself, right? So, when I first handed in my resignation letter, after months of like really thinking if this is really right for me, or even now, you realize that maybe going back to going to Dubai and starting a new country is finding having grounding yourself to something that could be uncertain but you want to try.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask myself, is this me running away? Is this me running away from the current problems I face today? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people actually ask themselves as well, like, me quitting, is this a sign of courage of moving on, or is this me running away from my current problems? How do you feel about that? I mean, because I ask myself that sometimes as well, all the time actually.
That I think I was on lunch with our mutual friend, and she asked me, like, is it you running? When I talked about Dubai, and she was not happy about me moving away anyway. I think that's coming from that. But she's like, are you running away? And I think that made me feel that I am. I think London is just such a beautiful city to live in. It's not an easy place to live in terms of finding a job and like maintaining the lifestyle, or like it's like everything is just so expensive. And Dubai just felt like a more logical option for me to like try out as another option. However, a part of me knows that making it in London is just, it's going to make me so much happier than making it in Dubai for some reason. But a part of me knows that me leaving my job was not me running away, because I did give that job a year and I did everything in my power to like do good, and I think I did well in that job. But I do feel like if I stayed a little bit longer, I would have been stuck in that rat race and then never would have had the courage to come out. And I think there's two sides to what you said. Like, one is running away if you feel like you've not put in your all and you might enjoy it, but you're just like not good at it. I think I was very good at what I do. I think it's overconfidence, very cocky, but I think I was very good at what I did, and there was a lot of scope for improvement. But I gave it my all, and I was just not happy with what I was doing as opposed to what the results were.
I mean, I think firsthand,
And I think
a great seller. You're a great pitcher, I have to say.
thank you, Andre. I love you. That's why we're doing this together. I love you so much. Anyway, like that is not me running away, but me maybe going to Dubai is running away, to answer your question. And I think I acknowledge that. And that's why I'm going to give London an equal option. So I'm still like looking out for things in London, but I still have my flights for Dubai. And I think what my friend told me was, Malika, if it is you running away, maybe Dubai will make you realize how much you love London, or the opposite way. And then you can make a better decision for yourself. But I think like if you're leaving a job, it depends on like why you're leaving that job. And that's why it's like acknowledging why you're feeling sad, as opposed to, I'm not doing well, I have to leave this job. There's a big difference. And I think it's the same for you as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's the same for me as well. I mean, I'm currently in Spain, as opposed to the dreadful weather in London at the moment, which is so.
Yeah, it's sad, depressing, and it's literally raining right now. And it's expensive and dull and dark and everything else. And she's in Marbella with sunny beaches and cheap food and delicious everything.
I didn't run away to Marbella. I had to come back for circumstantial,
That is true.
reasons. But it's the same thing. Like when I came to Spain, I thought, a part of me was kind of running away. I have to admit that, right? Like the past year, London gave me so much depression, as in like depressive, like,
So sad.
like I don't mean for people who actually suffer depression. I don't mean it that way, but like in terms of that, like London gave me a lot of good but also really bad memories, a lot of good and also really bad experiences. I found my self-esteem dropping a lot. I found, I got very lost in myself in terms of my career and what I want to do. You, Malika, and all the girlfriends. Like, I think every one of you slowly realized that. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy in what I did. I wasn't happy in what I was doing, and I don't know if no, I just lost my happiness in what I was doing.
Yeah.
So when I came back to Spain, I made the pact to really, reinvent myself and find as what they say, I mean, it's a very privileged like thing to be able to do. But I came back to Spain and I realized, like, I found myself enjoying my company a lot more. I go out for walks, I read, I, make, constant self improvements, I study. And, now we're doing this podcast, and I realized that, coming here was really a good, sometimes you really need that push out of the place that you
Yeah.
are currently in to really understand. And not everybody has the privilege to do so. Not everybody has the privilege to go to another country or just even leave the city, to go somewhere else. But doing so, I feel like I really, started finding myself again, understanding what I like, what I find happiness in, what I like to do. And I
Yeah.
hope you'll do the same way for Dubai as well. I hope you feel the same.
No, yeah, it's good weather. You know what? I'm not complaining about being in Dubai in December. It's absolutely amazing. By the way, Audrey, no, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for Dubai. Like it's nerve-wracking because I have my apartment in London till like February. That's TMI, Malika, but like whatever. And when I come back, like either I have to like make that decision of pack my bags and leave London forever. And London has always
Yeah.
been my dream, or I have to find like a new apartment and like fight to live in London, and it's just scary to like do either. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
I would say London is the big apple of the UK, and also, yeah, it is.
You do not know why you like it. It's like I do not know why I like this place so much. It's depressing, so expensive. Like you can't go anywhere. The weather is so shitty. Like I don't know why we like it so much and we can't move. It's
I don't
addictive.
know. It's something magical about London, right? It's always magical
It
about
is.
London. Like, everyone hates London, but everyone just can't seem to want to leave it. Complains about
No, but
it.
I think for me it's that feeling. I go outside out and I feel like I can do whatever I want in this world. And trust me, I have gone to like few places, even including Dubai, India, and other places. I've never felt this feeling before. Like the idea of like I can do whatever I want and it's
Oh, but you
possible,
haven't been to New York
you
yet.
know? New York, I don't know. I don't want to talk about you, but I'm not really a big fan of the US in terms of like living there. I think I'm more of like a European person in terms of like the
Yeah.
lifestyle.
I mean, since both of us don't have the real experience in the States yet, then we'll just keep it to Europe. But I think personally, you're right.
Yeah,
Like, amongst Europe, I think London is a city where, like, you just want to be in. Yeah.
anyway, this is not unwinding London. Let's stop talking about London. It can go forever. Uh, no, but Audrey, what do you want to do now that we've talked a lot about like feeling lost and like taking accountability, having a structure? Like, let's just make a few
Yeah.
resolutions here with everyone, and then let's just hold each other accountable to that. And then I hope like whoever is watching us can do the same, and we can come back and be like, did we keep up our promises in the next
Yeah.
episode?
I mean, we'll keep it short, sweet. I don't want to make too long of a resolution. I think for now,
No.
just to kick off, right? My resolution for at least the next month, that I'll be here is, to go to the gym every day, and I think that that's something that I've been improving on, and I've really been working on myself.
Yeah.
And I think I really, really like, a gym is such a great outlet for me, such a stress reliever. I felt so afraid when I first, stepped foot in it, but now I find myself very comfortable, going there alone, doing my own thing. And, it's such a good way to get fit, get healthy, and just boost your mood. And yeah, I think.
I agree.
What about you?
I agree. Well, I'm not gonna make the same promise. No, we're gonna make it very realistic, you guys. Very, very realistic. I don't even know what to do when I go to the gym. Like, I'm more of a dance workout girly. Like, I'm that bad with going to the
When
gym.
I come back to
Anyway,
London, we need to go to the gym together. Okay? We'll one
yes,
episode.
you'll be my PT. I'll copy whatever you do, like every single thing. Anyway, with my resolution, I think, oh my God, it's my problem is I want to do like 10,000 things, but I think the one thing I'm going to keep myself accountable to is wake up before 10 a.m. every day and literally just work on a piece of content. And that could be anything. But like, just like, and I don't have to finish it, just have to work on it. And that's as realistic as I can get in this right now.
Okay, we'll hold ourselves
You know?
accountable till the next episode. So that's a 7-day streak. So our 7 days, we need to find
That's
ourselves
true.
having it for the next 7 days. We need to have a 7-day streak on it.
Are we doing episodes every 3 days or is it 7 days?
Yeah. The 7 days first. Yeah.
7 days? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
7 days it is. Perfect. I think that's a very good ending. I hope you guys can, think about your resolution and like just like keep it with you. And when you next see us, just like ask yourself if you like kept it as well with us or not. But I think that's it for today's episode, you guys.
And
thank you for listening.
I'll see you soon.
We'll see you next time. Much love. Bye. Should we do like let's unwind?